We are here right now in beautiful Las Vegas, and Donald Trump is doing very well in Nevada. And increasingly, it looks as if we have an opportunity to win the U.S. Senate race here. A American hero who is running against Jackie Rose and Sam Brown is ascending in all the tracking polls and has Democrats very, very nervous. It is Sam Brown. The website is CaptainSamBrown.com. Sam, welcome to the program. Sam, we have about 10 minutes in this segment, so we have plenty of time. Take a moment, Sam, to please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thanks, Charlie. I appreciate you having me on. And for those who aren't familiar with me, and for those who can see me online, this is a face that is the consequence of war. It looks much better now than it used to, thanks to more plastic surgery than a Kardashian. But look, I started out as a military service guy. I went to West Point from 2002 to 2006, served in Afghanistan in 2008, and was blown up by a Taliban roadside bomb in September of 2008. Spent 3 years recovering. But look, I don't tell folks that because I'm looking for pity or sorrow. The real miracle of me being wounded and surviving is that's where I found God. I met Jesus there in the desert of Kandahar, and my entire life has gone from a place of me living for myself to me living for something bigger than myself. In fact, I have a personal motto that says the life I live is not my own, because I gave up the will to live as I was burning there in Kandahar. And it was when my soldiers got to me after that moment where I gave up that will to live and screamed out, "Sir, I've got you," that I realized I would be saved, and saved for a reason. And so, that was 16 years ago. A lot has happened. I met my wife in the healing process. She worked in the hospital. She also served in the Army. And Amy and I have been married for 15 years. We've got 3 beautiful and healthy children. Our oldest son is 13, our daughter is 11, and our youngest son is 9. But after I was medically retired from the military, began a life, as someone just pursuing the American dream like so many others. I'm 41 years old. We all want to, have home ownership. Many of us want to have families, own a business, just be productive members of society. And I was able to enjoy much of that, starting a business that provided pharmaceutical services to the VA for veterans when the VA hospital wasn't able to. And just a few years ago, sold that business to focus on serving our country again in probably the most significant way I possibly could as a candidate here for U.S. Senate in Nevada.
That is a great introduction. Thank you, Sam. Now introduce us to the stakes of your race. Who are you running against? What has she done? And introduce our national audience to what's going on the ground in Nevada.
Yeah, so Jackie Rosen is a first-term incumbent senator. She was first elected to the House in 2016 as part of Harry Reid's up-and-coming, proteges. She's was right after she got elected to the House. She was going to run for the Senate, and ultimately defeated Dean Heller in 2018. So she's coming up on the end of her first 6 years in the Senate, and has really just been, as you would expect, a rubber stamp for Chuck Schumer, for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. In fact, as many of us are suffering with the economic hardship of this administration, it's important to note that Jackie Rosen was part of the Democrat votes that set up all of the Bidenomic tie-breaking votes for Kamala Harris. And she, furthermore, has served on the Homeland Security Committee. This is a committee that should have been providing oversight, pushback against this Biden-Harris administration, as their policies on the border have just wreaked so much harm on our country. But she has done nothing on the border. She has been complicit in the Biden-Harris policies. She in fact has only visited the border twice in 6 years, and one of those just recently as a campaign stop. But at the end of the day, she is really not led on anything unless it is helping herself. This is someone who claims to want to eliminate members of Congress being able to buy and trade individual stocks. but is a frequent violator of the Stock Act, and actually for 6 years failed to disclose that she controlled a $15 million family trust in which she owns hundreds of thousands of dollars of big pharmaceutical stocks. She's out here telling folks that she's here to lower cost of medication, but she's literally profiting off of it. And as we talk about the failure on the border, her own neighborhood has more security than the border with gates, fences, and security. Our country deserves that. Nevada deserves that. This is a senator who has just been out to enrich herself.